The time of death has been corrected, leaving my insight infallible. Nick? A change in the time of death is bound to cause some sort of inconsistency. If I had something that showed what it was like on that day, it could really help. Let's see. Weather forecast. There we go. Yeah. No ice.
Objection!
The change of the date and time of the crime has caused a new inconsistency to surface. What's this? You're making that irritating face again. Cease that at once. Sorry, but this is the face I was born with. Now, let's focus on what is important. What the victim saw in his final moments. Do you have bats in the belfry, Baldhead? There is nothing to see. The ground at the plaza was all that entered the victim's eyes. And that's what I find so strange. On the day before the riot, it should have been impossible to see that pattern on the ground. Impossible, you say? Do explain!
Take that!
This newspaper has an article that is tiny in size but huge in importance. It says the ground was covered with thick white ice the day before the riot. What? But... the victim didn't see so much as an ice cube on the ground. Exactly. And so we must ask, what was the victim looking at in his final moments? If you have something to say, then say it. The last thing the victim saw was not the ground at the Plaza of Devotion. This can only mean he was killed elsewhere. Huh? Huh? What? Where do you propose the victim was actually killed? Yes, tell us where, otherwise the argument is worthless. About that. I haven't gotten that far yet. Any ideas, Maya? Let me think. Well, somewhere green and shaggy, right? Right, but where could that be? What is it, Barbed Head? Giving up already? Not at all. Where have I seen something green and shaggy? This shows where the victim was killed. He's looking at the stone.
Take that!
The secret hideout the rebels were using. The rebel hideout? There was no such place anywhere on the floor of that chamber. You're absolutely right. There is no place on the floor anyway. Then why did the victim see in his final moments if not the floor of the rebel hideout? This is what the victim saw in his final moments.
Take that!
The shady green surface the victim saw was one of the moss-covered stone slabs. As you can see, there are two distinct hand-shaped impressions in the moss there. I believe the victim was killed while he stood there with his hands pressed against the slab.
Objection!
That does agree with the seance vision. However, one cannot definitely declare they are one and the same. I concur. There's no proof that a murder occurred in the rebel hideout. Indeed. What evidence have you of this? I've already shown you the evidence. What do you mean? Please look at this second version of the photo I just showed you. You can see the results of the luminol test I performed in the rebel hideout. This is proof positive that someone had been bleeding in front of the stone slab. Is this true? This information has already been provided to the police. Detective Skye, to whom does this blood belong? Well, we thought it was the High Priest's blood that flowed in from outside, so we haven't tested it yet. Then you must do so at once. Yes, Your Majesty. It appears the police have finished testing the blood. Detective Skye, your report, please. The blood found in the rebel hideout belongs to Prey Zealot, just like the defense claims. Detective Skye, do you realize what your blunder has done to me? When this trial concludes, I want to see you in my prayer chamber. There I will deliver a joyous sermon unto you for 8 hours straight. I'm really sorry, but please, anything but that. Nick, maybe, just maybe, this is the chance you've been waiting for. Yep, it would seem so. I hate to do this to Emma, but... Go for it, full speed ahead. The victim was killed in the rebel hideout the day before the purification rite. Then his body was moved to the Plaza of Devotion by somebody we've yet to identify. So when we thought we saw Acolyte Zealot praying during the rite, he was already dead. Ah! And that's not all. If he was killed in the inner sanctum, that would explain one more thing. And that would be how the time of death was made to look later than it actually was, the proof of which was left behind at the sanctum. Wait, what? Shoulder arrows.
Take that!
Why, these are photos of the inner sanctum? I'd like you to focus on this one. The proof is right here in this photo. This is how the time of death was made to appear later than it really was. You see there's how the snow had been removed from this one spot only? That's because it was used to keep the victim's body cold. And that's why the time of death wasn't what it seemed. The time was mistaken and the place too. Just what do you believe it proves? That my client is innocent. What of her fingerprints on the dagger and the Plume Punisher thing the victim heard? You have failed to address these two key pieces of evidence. I see your point. Wasn't this your big chance, Nick? I'm really hoping the difference in the location can invalidate either the weapon or the theme song being used as evidence against you. Actually, it might be possible, at least for one of them. Really? What's this? You say you can contradict our argument for a key piece of evidence? Very well. Let us see you try. Nick, take a good look at the Rebel Hideout photo. Oh. The defense can invalidate this piece of evidence. The Punisher's theme. The Plume Punisher theme? How do you intend to support such a claim? Since the murder happened in the Rebel Hideout, there's something there that played the theme song other than my client's strap. It wasn't the strap? Is this true? The item that played the Plume Punisher theme song was this. The rare clock.
Take that!
This is a Plume Punisher alarm clock. I believe the victim heard its alarm go off. What proof have you that the alarm went
Objection!
off? What proof have you that it was my client's strap that played the theme song? Ah! Do not twist the facts of your lawyerly wiles. Either way, the accused would still be guilty based off her prints on the murder weapon. And here is what really happened. Though there have been some twists and turns, that is the truth of what happened. Ah. I won't get anywhere until I can eliminate the dagger. Most impressive, your benevolence. I see no inconsistencies anywhere in the prosecution's case. No, there is one. What's this? You still claim to be an inconsistency? Try as you might, the outcome will always be the same.
Objection!
Nope, that's wrong.
Objection!
Huh. Ah, consult. Help me out, Maya. Don't give up yet, Nick. What about that insight? The one that said, the victim still have his hands on the stone slab in the hideout. Oh, that's where it is. So that doesn't seem to match with the deceased sensations. I see what you mean. Let's compare the victim's sensations to that of that particular insight. He's getting crushed by the slab, basically.
Objection!
The victim was originally thought to have been stabbed while bent over in prayer, but he was actually standing with his hands against the stone slab. So the question is, Where'd the sensation of something heavy come from? Yes, I see your point. Since the victim was standing, he couldn't have been held down. Then tell us, Mr. Wright, what was the heavy sensation felt by the victim? What caused the heavy sensation Zealot felt? Any thoughts, Maya? I agree the sense of heaviness seems important, but there's also the matter of Zealot's hands on the stone slab. Why are they even there? Could it be related to the cause of the heavy sensation? Well, Mr. Wright, do you have an answer for us? Of course. If I just envision the state Zealot was in when he was killed. The cause of the heaviness the victim felt was the falling stone slab. The only conceivable cause is the stone slab falling over, trapping the victim underneath. What? Oh! The stone slab came falling down and crushing him underneath. Right. That was the cause of the heavy sensation the victim felt. While your theory is impressive, you have overlooked a key fact. The victim was not crushed to death, rather he was stabbed. Oh yeah. Or do you claim the dagger was plunged in after the slab had fallen on him? Plus, had the killer been behind the victim, they would have both been crushed together. Well, would you care to explain? Sure, I'd love to. Doesn't mean I can. How could the dagger have been plunged in after the slab fell on the victim? The killer couldn't have plunged the dagger into the victim after the slab fell on him. But what if the murder weapon isn't what we thought it was? Well, there were other weapons in the rebel hideout. But the entrance to the hideout is right by the stone slab. There isn't enough space between the two to use any of the weapons we found within. Yeah, there's not much space by the entrance, is there? So what was what was the real murder weapon then? I better think of something. If the murder weapon wasn't the dagger must have been plunged into the victim after he was already dead. That means he was stabbed at least twice, but the autopsy doesn't mention it. Then he must have been stabbed in the same spot with something shaped like the dagger. Would the defense care to offer an explanation sometime this century? Wait, isn't there something dagger-shaped near the scene of the crime? Something that had a shape similar to the Warbad dagger. Present your evidence at this time, Mr. Wright. This shows what really killed the victim.
Take that!
The inner sanctum's diagram. You mean the murder weapon's somewhere in the sanctum? This is what really took Perez Zealot's life.
Take that!
But that's the Warbad statue? Exactly. The Warbad statue has dagger-like feathers protruding from it. That's what really took the victim's life.
Objection!
You imbecilic fool. The statue is outside the hideout. How do you propose it impaled someone who was inside? Haven't you heard? The Warbad statue also functions as the hideout's door. What do you mean? The statue can pull a complete switcheroo. A switcheroo? To put it simply, it's a revolving door. A revolving door? Why, that makes perfect sense! Therefore, I believe the truth behind the divination seance to be this. As the victim entered the secret hideout, the stone sculpture came toppling toward him. He threw up his hands to stop it, but its weight forced him backwards. Unfortunately, the Warbad statue was right behind him. This cannot be.
That's enough!
But the accused's fingerprints were found on the dagger. She'd held it while rehearsing for the rite, which is when her prints got on it. This is a shocking turn of events, but there is a great deal of circumstantial evidence in the defence's favour. I believe we must accept that the Warbad statue is what killed the victim. Now that we know how Acolyte Zealot really met his demise, there is no basis for claiming my client committed this crime. Nice work, Nick. How can this be happening yet again? The divination seance is the only truth. No, your benevolence. It's not the truth itself, but is a means for shedding light on the truth. Do you understand now? Your kingdom needs lawyers so that they can interpret your insights. But that means I have been misinterpreting the voices of spirits all this time? Your benevolence! Are you unwell? All the colour's drained from your face. I will be fine. Continue your proceedings without me. As you wish. I feel kind of bad for her. I don't. Now then, I would have the defence continue. Please explain what you have learned, now that we know how the victim actually died. Acolyte Zealot was killed in the hideout before the High Priest's murder. That means the body found at the Plaza of Devotion was moved there by the real killer. But only after the Warbad dagger was thrust into him, to make it look like the murder weapon. That does seem to agree with what we now know. But why would the real killer go to such lengths? I believe stabbing Acolyte Zealot's body with a dagger and moving it to the plaza was to make it look like a serial murder, right? It was an attempt to make my client look like a serial killer. That's right, the real killer planned all of this. The forged serial murder case. They did! That's it, Nick. Keep hammering away.
Satura ima o mandomo samashi de tashi no ketare gaseo soroka!
Your reasoning has more holes than it does cheese than in the cheese you foreigners so enjoy. What? Like those putrid hole-ridden lumps of curds that only a rat like you would love. Your reasoning, much like your putrid hole-riddled brain, has putrefied. What's his deal with things going putrid? You have yet to overturn my arguments that the accused is the killer. A careful analysis of the chain of events up to the killing exposes the truth as follows. Disguised as Lady Kira, the accused found the rebel hideout the day before the rite, but Acolyte Zealot had followed her there after noticing her suspicious behavior. Caught by surprise, she pushed the stone slab towards him, and we know the rest. I've never been to the rebel hideout in my life. When the high priest arrived at the sanctum the next day, he realized what she had done. That is when the accused murdered him in order to silence him. I believe Prosecutor Sadmani has posed a compelling scenario. The defense, on the other hand, has yet to disprove the accused guilt.
Objection!
While my client moved Acolyte Zealot's body to where everyone could see it, and while she stabbed the dagger with her fingerprints into his dead body, she has no reason to do any of those things. The dagger in his corpse was likely a warning to the rebels. Something along the lines of, Lady Kira will slay the Defiant Dragons. So that's why she moved the body to the plaza for all to see. Now he has the judge convinced too. I thought I'd finally made some headway. Well, Mr. Wright, it's about time for one of your groans of distress, is it not? Groan of distress? It kills me to admit this, but I've got nothing to counter his argument with. And I still haven't disproven the allegations against Maya. Is it not time to end your futile struggle? You were already judged guilty yesterday, and that makes you a dead lawyer walking. Accept the death that now awaits you, and in doing so, finally know peace. A dead lawyer walking indeed. Then again, are not all lawyers who practice in Kharian? But I must admit I misspoke earlier. Allow me to amend my statement. I said the defence's reasoning had a putrid cheese-like smell. But I now realise the stench was from his own putrid body on the verge of death. Now a rotting zombie. Think, who could have killed Zealot the day before the rite? Who knew about the rebel hideout and could gain access to the inner sanctum? Only those involved with the rite can enter the sanctum, so... Wait a second. Only a rebel would have known about the secret hideout. And the only person who was involved with the rite had access to the sanctum and was suspected of being a rebel is... Ah! Did somebody come to mind? Yes, except there's a huge problem. A huge problem? What are you two going on about? Plotting your escape from the Sacred Hall? I would not put it past you, considering you have no means to raise further objections. If I don't do something, Prosecutor Sadmani will have this in the bag. I just have to bluff my way out of this regardless of that huge problem. Your Majesty, I believe there is one of us suspect in Perez Zealot's murder.
Objection!
Even the most benevolent Holy Mother would not forgive such a desperate lie. After all, you know very well that such a person does not exist. No, there was one person who knew everything. Does such a figure truly exist? Tell us, who might it be? I believe the prime suspect in Acolyte Zealot's murder is...
Take that!
It had to be someone allowed to enter the sanctum and who knew of the hideout. And that would be the High Priest. He could have committed the crime if it occurred the day before the rite. You would pin a crime upon the dead knowing very well they can tell no tales. Have you no shame? Dead men tell no tales, that's definitely a problem. If only the High Priest could tell his side of the story. What? Do I have something on my face? Wait a second, could it actually work? Oh no, don't tell me I have some of my breakfast caught between my teeth. No, if there was even the slightest possibility, I have to go with it. Your Majesty, dead men do tell tales. Therefore, I would like to request the High Priest's testimony. His testimony? And just how do you propose we get the deceased to testify? There's a way for the dead to testify. It's known as... summoning him here by the means of spirit channeling. What did you just say? Spirit channeling? Has this lord gone insane? This is sacrilege! May the Holy Mother strike him down! Peace! I'm frankly astonished you even know of such a thing. But spirit channeling is a secret art that only Her Eminence Queen Garen can perform. And Her Eminence is far too busy with other duties to perform it at our pleasure. I suspected as much. That means our only hope is... It's okay, Nick. You can tell them. But Maya, I thought you wanted to keep it a secret here in Kharian. Don't worry. It's not like it's against the law or violates some religious precepts, so... I don't think we'll be punished. At least, I hope not. It's a crucial period for you. It'll decide whether you become Master of Kharian. We don't have any other choice now, do we? If I'm found guilty, it'll be a lot worse than not becoming Master. Alright. Thanks, Maya. There is someone here who is capable of channeling spirits. But even Her Benevolence Princess Rafa finds a divination science to be a challenge. Who could possibly have greater spiritual power than she aside from the Queen? That would be me. Is this some sort of joke? A foreigner can't possibly have such power. Even the Royal Priestess isn't capable of such a feat. Peace! Peace, I say! Is this true? Is the accused capable of performing the secret art of spirit channeling? Well, yes. Yes, I can. Now, Your Majesty, we'd like your permission to begin. Your Benevolence. This is an outrage. An outrage, I say. First you make a mockery of the divination science, and now spirit channeling? Her Benevolence speaks the truth. Spirit channeling is a sacred rite. Foreign devils should be put to death immediately. Still your voices. Baldhead. Spirit channeling is the most sacred and secret of arts. Are you prepared to face the consequences of what you propose? Yes, I am. Your Benevolence, Are you saying you approve their use of spirit channeling?
I will judge whether their claim is true. If this is but another of their lies, they shall be executed on the spot.
Very well then. Your benevolence. What if the accused accidentally calls forth an evil spirit?
Do you truly believe this foreigner is capable of channeling spirits?
No, but I wanted to be sure, as I'm responsible for the safety of all present.
Well, an inexperienced practitioner could inadvertently call forth a dangerous spirit. But do not fear, for I have a Magatama of parting. With it I can send spirits back to the Twilight Realm by halting the flow of spiritual power.
Oh, that is a relief indeed.
These foreigners have thrown down the gauntlet. Let us not shirk from their challenge. We must prove them guilty and deliver their last rites. Do I make myself clear, Prosecutor Sadmadi?
Perfectly, Your Benevolence. Very well. The accused may channel the High Priest's spirit. But first we must take a short recess to prepare. We will resume as soon as the preparations are complete. Until then, this court is adjourned. Sorry, Maya, but this was the only way. You sure you're up for this?
Thanks for believing in me, Nick. Even though I don't know if my channeling ability's on point yet.
Yet? It should be by now. Really should. Oh, right. Before she started training here, the success rate was only about 30%. I know you can do it, Maya. At least I hope she can. So you're sure you're ready?
Yeah, at least I think so.
You don't sound so confident. What about all your training?
Training's one thing, actually doing it's another.
I see. Oh, shit. If she fails to channel the High Priest, we're as good as dead.
Relax, Nick, you can count on me. I'll show you what my training's done for me. This will be a moment you'll never forget.
Okay. I just hope it's unforgettable in a good way.
Once we hear about Indy's story, I'm sure the truth will come to light.
I hope so. But he was hiding the fact that he was a rebel, so I doubt it'll be as cut and dry as all that. They're ready for you. Please return to the Hall of Justice at once. Okay, Maya. I'm counting on you.
You got it. Here we go.
We have received official approval for the accused child of spirit here today. Now, if you will, Miss Fay, please proceed.
Yes, Your Majesty.
I can't believe this. Only the Queen should channel spirits.
Execute them. Put them to death right now.
Come on, Maya. I'm counting on you.
I have been studying here in Karayan for 2 years now, so that one day I'll be the master of Karain, a village of spirit mediums back home. But first, I shall show you all the fruits of my training in your kingdom. Wow, she seems really confident. A neophyte practitioner such as you could not possibly channel a spirit. Okay, your benevolence, how about this? If I succeed, will you stop calling me a neophyte? Very well. If you succeed. Oh, I will. Just you watch. Oh, all right. I wasn't expecting the hair to be quite like that. Let's see the dialogue properly. A spirit of trust in me, someone in the Twilight Realm, return now to the world of the living. What is this place? Oh my! No, this cannot be. Paul Kunkka. It's the High Priest. The accused can really channel spirits. I don't believe it. The accused spiritual power's the real deal. Go, Maya. I do not understand. This cannot be. This simply cannot be. I must step out before I forget myself. Abbot in me! Would this be the Twilight Realm? And what of this luxurious mane of hair? Is it perhaps a gift from the Holy Mother for decades of faithful service? Abbot in me? My, but if it isn't His Majesty! Have you too shuffled off that mortal coil? Please don't count me among the dead. It is only you who has passed on. But the spirit medium Maya Fey has brought you back among us today. Why? Acolyte Fey has mastered the secret art of spirit channeling? I suppose it explains these gorgeous locks. When I passed from this world, I too helped to be channeled with a full head of hair. Well, be it for the briefest of moments. I give thanks for this splendid coiffure. Praise be the Holy Mother. However, this kimono is a bit too snug for my taste, if you'll excuse me. And what happens when Maya gets her body back? That's better. Can we get to his testimony now? I wish he kept his top on. Huh? Oh, you're that foreign lawyer that people speak of as of late. Is this not the Hall of Justice? Why have I been summoned here? Forgive us for calling you back from your eternal rest, but you've been accused of murder. Might we ask you to testify on your own behalf? I've been accused of murder? That is troubling indeed. What's with that crazy pose? Is this really cause for such astonishment? Even the lowliest of monks can achieve such body control with proper training. I wonder if I will be able to do that someday. Will the defense please explain the situation to the High Priest? I'd be happy to. Your disciple, Perez Zealot, has been murdered. It happened on the day before the purification rite, and the crime occurred in the rebel hideout hidden within the inner sanctum. Acolyte Zealot has been killed? Who'd do such a thing? Someone who knew of the hideout and had access to the inner sanctum. In other words, you, Abbot Inmee. After all, weren't you secretly a rebel? Oh dear. That's still Maya's body. I hope he doesn't break anything. The High Priest is amazing. I think it matters from that prayer pose. He's still worthy of veneration if he is a rebel. Praise be the Holy Mother. My, have my rebel allegiances been exposed? Well, even my wife knew of that. It seems to rest in peace is not my fate. Why did you, a devout priest of Kharianism, join the rebellion? The High Priest has come back to us but for a brief time, Defense. Shall we not cut to the chase and ask the most pressing of questions? Right. Abbot Inmee, the prosecution believes the one who slew both you and Acolyte Zealot to be Maya Fey, who had been playing the role of Lady Kira in the rite. Being I was dead until just a moment ago, my memory is a bit hazy. Can you please do your best to remember? The High Priest says his memory is hazy. It's all coming back to me. It is as Prosecutor Samadhi concluded, I was slain by none other than Maya Fey. The High Priest's statement has proven my assertions with regards to his murder correct. No! What about Acolyte Zealot? You were the one who killed him, weren't you? I know not about my disciple's murder. Furthermore, I have an alibi of my own. An alibi? Seriously? It seems the testimony the defense had been hoping for is working against him. Now, Abbot Inmee, your testimony, if you please. Yes, of course. I have an ironclad alibi for the time during which the murder took place. Just past noon the day before the ride, I was entertaining guests at my home. I believe my guests can corroborate this. You had guests? Just past noon, the time Zealot was murdered. You sure about that? Absolutely. Come to think of it, Rafer told me about a spirit's memory. The High Priest seems to know exactly what he's talking about. So the question is, what would be the best angle of attack?
Hold it!
You use the word alibi as if it was second nature. Are you perhaps mocking me? Or is it perhaps the kingdom of Kharian itself you wish to ridicule? Oh, their grandma knows what alibi means. We're not a bunch of country bumpkins here. We've plenty of courtroom dramas on TV. Peace! Peace! I say peace! Mr. Wright, would you care to clarify your last statement? Please don't take it the wrong way. Just alibi's a rather technical term for a priest to use so naturally. I assure you I know how to use the term. I even hope for a chance to do so one day. I suppose even I, a high priest, am not immune to such trivial worldly attachments. I see. Still, he seems unusually calm and composed. Almost as if he prepped himself for something like this.
Hold it!
Guests? And you entertain them personally? I was. We gathered around the table for a most enjoyable conversation. He said his guest could corroborate his alibi. That can't be good for our case. Are you sure that was the same day of the murder? Maybe you've misremembered. Ah! Do not doubt my mnemonic faculties. I may have died, but my memories up to that point are crystal clear. Sorry. He's pretty thin-skinned for a priest. Though I guess I should have known better than to doubt his memory. Really? Just to show me that again? Nothing better than enjoying a gingly... Gig. For fuck's sake, you've said this word enough times. Gingle cuisine with dear friends. That way everyone's breath becomes equally melodious. Right. I believe my guest can corroborate this.
Hold it!
And who exactly were your guests that day? Don't tell me they were rebels and they can't be called here to testify. None other than His Majesty along with his family. He couldn't attend the ride due to work, so he stopped by ahead of time. My, how his daughter's grown. Wait a second. Let me set the record straight right now. I am not a rebel. Thank you for that wonderful meal, Abbott in me. Lady in me's cooking simply can't be beat. So there you have it. When exactly was His Majesty at your home? He was there from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Indeed, precisely the time period within which Acolyte Zealot was slain. Yes, and we had a rousing chat concerning a game of Catch-a-Demal. But I'll just have that added to the testimony. After all, it was I who visited the High Priest's home. But you were having that meal at the time.
Objection!
Shit. Something the matter? Sorry, that scream sort of slipped out. Yeah, get on with it.